Hi everyone, my name is Venkat. I'm starting this series on Power BI reporting tool, which basically gives you complete understanding of Power BI architecture, its functionality, and how you can utilize Power BI to fulfill your reporting requirements. So as part of that, today I'm covering only on the basics of Power BI. That means what is Power BI and why we need to use Power BI tool and what are the scenarios that we need to handle using Power BI. Target audience for this are people who knows data engineering or data science and who daily works with data and parallelly they just want to start visualization or or students who wants to learn Power BI or people who wants to learn Power BI as a career. So I'll be explaining all these topics from the perspective of how to become a Power BI developer. This is the agenda for this session. So you can see that uh, initial few sites may appear like completely theoretical, but after that, I'll give you a demo of one real world example using Power BI tool so that you can understand how we can easily transform raw data into something that we can end users can understand easily. So I'll be starting with before directly jumping into Power BI, I just want to give you some overview on business intelligence system, how it works. Then I'll be explaining about two different kinds of reports that we usually deal with in general. Then we will see what are different components in a reporting tool. So in general, it's not completely about developing a report from a developer environment. So the entire reporting life cycle includes both understanding the user requirements, processing them, data modeling, and selecting the proper visuals and completing the development. Post that, we need to deploy that report to those specific environments, and we need to configure the user access and security as well. So all these components we will discuss briefly. Post that, we will start discussing about the Power BI. Business intelligence system for any organization is crucial because it converts raw data which their core software or their core system captures into business insights. So the entire the slide which you are seeing here, it is showing you the traditional what I mean is the traditional BI system in any organization. So we can split that into three parts. First one is data sources, which is nothing but the sources which stores the data that was captured from the users of that software. So it will be scattered into multiple databases or multiple systems altogether. Mm, because one simple organization requirements can't be met with a single software, so there will be multiple applications that would be running, and the end users might have to consolidate or they might have to consider all the data sources while understanding their enterprise data. So that is the first part where BI system starts. It is the source data. Post that, we either pull our data or the source system in some cases it might publish data to some intermediate message broker, but using some ETL tool we will pull the data and we consolidate that data into a data warehouse. The presentation layer here is nothing but reporting tools which consumes the data from data warehouse and present that data in different formats. So it can be in the form of reports, dashboards, or end users can perform ad hoc analysis on the data to slice and dice as per their requirements. And we can generate alerts as well based on the uh, based on the certain thresholds that we set. If our data crosses those thresholds based on the business requirements, then an alert will be triggered to the end users. So let us understand this entire architecture with an example. Consider a banking system. So it can store its core transactions, which are nothing but transactions performed by the customer, such as withdrawal deposits, or whenever they take a loan, or they do a payment. So all those transactions get stored in one database. And we have another, the bank has another software which stores the customer details. What are the, I mean, the different dimensions of the customer get stored in this database. So basically, it will contain the customer data. Then we have a cloud system where bank has multiple units in it, and each unit at their respective uh, uh, unit level, they are storing the budget details. So that information they are collating in a file in the cloud. So consider we have another flat file, which is published by the subsidiary of the bank on end of the day. So what it contains is, it basically contains the entire data set. Instead of pulling the publishing the individual tables, they are consolidating that information and they are putting in the form of a single file. So these are various different data sources it contains. So at end of the day, we need to pull this entire information and we need to consolidate in the data warehouse. So this is where our ETL tool comes into picture. First, we will validate if our data set is containing the proper data or not. For example, if we have a customer type column, or a customer nationality, if it is containing null value, then we need to identify such records. So this is the phase where we validate the data. Then we have a clean stage where we if we have at a column level, if we have any junk characters, or if we have any additional spaces that we need to trim, then this is the place where we do it. And then we can transform the data. Suppose we are storing only first name, customer first name, customer last name, middle name into three different columns. And for ease of our reporting, if we want to combine that three different column into a single column, then that can be done in the transformation stage, where we concatenate those three columns into a single column. Then comes the aggregate stage. Whenever we feel our data is more granular and our reporting needs data at a higher grain, then we need to aggregate the information. Suppose the entire information that we are pulling from the core system is like at account level in this case. So if our reporting, few reports are consuming the data at a customer level, then what we need to do is we need to aggregate this information at customer level, and we need to um, get our metrics at customer level. This helps our reporting to consume the data at their required grain, and improves the performance as well. So when it comes to all these stages, right, these happens across multiple TBs, or can happen at across multiple schemas as well. Here the first database you are seeing here, right, it can store the data, staging data from the source on daily basis. It can simply have one-to-one mapping with the source schema, and it will simply replicate the data which is at source. Then we can transform the data and load it into this target database, which contains the data. Maybe we might be loading this data into a dimensional model which contains fact and dimensions. We are transforming our input data into a predefined schema. Okay. Then our the final database, we might want to expose our data in the form of views. So this particular database might be storing only the report views, which gets consumed by the presentation layer, nothing but reporting tools. Then once data is aggregated and it is in proper format, then BI tools, reporting tools will start consuming that data, and they can present that data into multiple formats. Here you can see that suppose we can have a single report where our end user wants to see the number of accounts opened in the previous month. So simply they can put a tabular report in this case, and they just want to see the pages, and if they want to print this report if required. So that is one simple report example. And then we can have a dashboard at executive level. They want to see the revenue generated by the different units in the bank. So what they want to see is top performing units in one visual, and the expense details of that particular unit, and what is the income or income details that is getting generated at product level. So different tiles on the dashboard will show different results. And user can interact with this data by selecting different dimensions. Okay, then we have ad hoc analysis as well, wherein end users in this requirement, right? We will not know what is end user, how end user wants to understand the data. So we simply provide the data model to the end user. That means all the tables which we loaded, right? We create one data model by creating the relationships between them, and we expose that data model to the end user. So this we will do in case of any complex data model. Otherwise the users can create their own data model with sophisticated reporting tools such as Power BI or Tableau. They can easily create this. Otherwise, if it is very complex, then technical developers, they'll create this data model and publish it to one server, and from there end users will take that data model and start their analysis. They'll slice and dice the data as per their needs, and create their own reports based on their current requirements. Then we have alerts which we can generate based on our a data set. So suppose consider this banking example. We have general ledger, which is showing, for example, $2 million under one particular segment. But when we sum up the details at customer level, we are getting only 1.8 million. So in this case, we have some discrepancy. Then we need to alert the end user that we observed some discrepancy. Hope you understood business intelligence architecture at high level. That's it for this video. Thank you.